Thursday, November 14, 2024. Let's take a look at the headlines making waves in the Nigerian dailies of today. Let's begin with the Punch. The border headline says, Governorship poll, Shettima, APC bigwigs storm Ondo, PDP campaigns for Ajayi. You can turn to page 2 and 14 for the complete story. And beside the nameplate on Lakurawa killings, survivors recount horror attacks, DHQ deploys more troops. The full story is found on page 14 of the paper. And below the nameplate on page 33, OPE grants 12 million naira scholarship to 40 Ahmadu Bello University Zaria students. Below the picture, ATMs empty as banks ration withdrawals. You can turn to page 31 of the paper for the complete story. And beside that on page 5, Mason man found dead near Ogun stream. And Okpebolo fires permanent secretaries, dissolves boards. You can turn to page 42 of the paper for the complete story. Away from that, let's take a look at Daily Trust, where the border headline says, FCT houses for judges. Falana counters Wike, insists action unconstitutional. You can turn to page 3 for the complete story. And below the nameplate, Lakurawa members flee Kebbi as troops intensify onslaught. Beside that, gunmen attack army checkpoint in Abia, kills 2 soldiers. And Tinubu's mining sector reform is drawing global attention. Can turn to page 26 of the paper for the complete story. Beside the picture on Ondo governorship, 6 hospitalized as thugs attack PDP members. The full story is found on page 18 of the paper. And below that on page 7, federal government to launch organ transplantation policy December. And also on page 7, reps query NACAN over 90 billion naira heart subsidy disbursement. On World Diabetes Day, patients dying weighed down by high cost of medications. Let's take a look at The Guardian. The border headline says, World Diabetes Day. Epidemic worsens as cost of drugs hits 100,000 naira per patient monthly. Can turn to page 6 of the paper to get the complete story. Beside the picture, customs overshoots 5 trillion naira target, anticipates 10% leap. Can turn to page 30 of the paper for the complete story. And below that on page 2, vandals attack another transmission station in Kogi. Below the picture, federal government vows to crush new terror group amid 1,545 reported deaths last month. Can turn to page 30 of the paper to get the complete story. And below that on page 4, ICPC laments risks in probing high-profile cases. And below that, discuss suspend Unista meter phase out over FCCPC's directive. Can turn to business page 18 of the paper to get the complete story. And on page 3, Wike justifies houses for judges, says no chance for Atiku in PDP. NHRC raises alarm on rise in kidnappings, killings in child abandonment. Can turn to the news page 4 of The Guardian to get the complete story. And beside that on page 6, Tinubu urges patience as households tightens belt, focus on necessities. Makinde Adeleke presents 678 billion naira, 390 billion naira budget to lawmakers. Let's take a look at Vanguard, where the border headline says, Insecurity, no one dares Tinubu and wins. NSA wants terror group Lakurawa. You can turn to page 5 of the paper to get the complete story. And below the picture, Adetiba, Akiode, Aigbogun, Reverend Dunakbo, others celebrate Vanguard at 40. Can turn to page 10 of the paper to get the complete story. And below that on page 8, how federal government mining sector reform is drawing global attention. And Ayoko says with 1999 constitution, Angel Gabriel can save Nigeria. Can turn to page 24 to get the complete story. And on the sports page 29, on Morocco 2025, Super Eagles seek qualification in Cheetahs territory. To wrap up is a Nigerian Tribune, where the border headline says, Ondo APC rally. Tinubu evokes Ajasin, Aketi's memories in push for vote. Can turn to page 4 to get the complete story. And above the nameplate on page 3, 3 borders still missing as black box of crashed helicopter arrives Abuja for analysis. And beside that on special package for Saturday, Tola Adeni, Biodun Oduwole, Folu Olamiti, Bamiji Ojo, others write for Tribune at 75. Beside the picture, how NAS members encourage corruption in public sector. That report is coming from Jega in Kenton's page 3 of the paper to get a complete story. Below that on page 3, on 2025 budget, Makinde proposes 678.87 billion naira. Adeleke presents 390 billion naira to House of Assembly. And on page 30, vandals invade Obajano transmission substation, destroy power transformer radiator. And Okpebolo dissolves board, sacks political appointers. Kenton's page 2 of the paper to get the complete story. And that's the headlines making waves in the Nigerian dailies of today. If any of these headlines caught your attention, do well to get a copy of the paper and read the full story on the identified pages.
Visit Housing TV Africa on YouTube and click on the subscribe button. Subscribe to Housing TV Africa to stay updated on latest happenings in Nigeria's housing sector. Follow our social media pages, like and share our posts on Facebook, Housing TV Africa, on Twitter, Housing TV Africa, Instagram, Housing TV Africa. Join the conversation and keep up with latest housing updates.